Hello, hello! Courtney Devon here, and today I want to talk to you about my favorite topic, intuition. It's sort of a tough topic because it's a little bit hard to explain what intuition is, but I'm going to do my best because I really believe that intuition is the most powerful tool we have, especially as women, in dating and relationships. So, why is intuition so important? Well, I'll just give you my personal experience. When I look back on every single relationship I've had that's gone down the tubes, I look back and I realize there was definitely points at which my intuition was telling me to get out of the relationship, or it wasn't the right relationship for me, and I just ignored it. I either let my emotions and my desire to love and be loved override my intuition, or I explained it away with reason and logic and just let go of the intuition altogether and just forgot about it. But if I'm really honest with myself and I look back, there definitely were points where that little voice in the back of my mind, or that gut feeling, or just a sense of anxiety and uneasiness were definitely present. And because I didn't trust myself, and because I had a lot of fear, the fear of being alone, or the fear that I wouldn't find anyone else, I stayed in the relationship, and it wasn't always the right decision. All right, so first off, what is intuition? Well, different people describe intuition differently. Some people think intuition is a whispering from God, from the divine. Some people describe intuition as a hunch. Other people describe it as sort of a gut feeling, a feeling that you just have, like a deep inner knowing. And one of my favorite teachers and love experts, Annie Lala, describes intuition as your already successful future self leaning back over its shoulders and whispering to you what to do next. And that by far is my favorite definition of intuition. So let's go through the qualities of intuition so that you'll know how to recognize it. So there are 4 qualities of intuition that are super important, and they're all vital and key. And without one of these 4 qualities, you might mistake intuition for something else. Okay, so the first vital property of intuition is that there are only 2 options involved. There's either yes or there's no, towards or away from. Intuition is a subtle voice that whispers to you either yes, this is the right decision for me, or no, this isn't. And it's not going to give you reason, it's not going to give you explanation or a long narrative of why the answer is yes or why the answer is no. If you find yourself spinning into some long, detailed narrative with lots of words and lots of details, that's not your intuition. So an example of this would be if you find yourself trying to make a decision about whether to call your mother, for instance, and you start going into this long narrative, and you say to yourself, well, I haven't called my mom in a week, and she's probably getting worried about me, and she probably feels bad that I haven't called her, and I should really call her. That's not intuition. The right decision might be yes to call her, but that's not your intuition speaking when there are narratives and lots of words. And this is really, really key when you're dating, because the decision to go out on a date with someone or to continue going out on dates with someone can really come down to an intuitive feeling, either yes or no. And if you find yourself, again, spinning into a long narrative about whether you should or shouldn't date someone, something that might sound like this, well, he's a really good guy, and he's really smart, and he went to an Ivy League school, and I've always wanted that, and, I think you'd probably treat me really well. All of those things might be true, but that's not your intuition talking. That's your logical mind and your reason trying to convince you of something. So intuition only has two options. It won't speak to you in words. It'll just speak to you in a subtle pull, either yes, towards, or no, away from. So the second quality to intuition is that it's never wrong. And that's so awesome because it's something that we can trust 100%. We can put all of our faith in it. Now, the not so awesome part is sometimes it's really hard to trust ourselves and to trust our intuition, and it can take a lot of trial and error. So for me, I know, like I explained earlier, I went through a lot of heartbreak and a lot of experiences not trusting my intuition, only to have the decisions I made end up sort of blow up in my face. And it was only through those mistakes and that heartbreak that I finally decided, when it came to love, when it came to dating, and when it came to relationships, I was going to trust my intuition 100% no matter what. And this still can be a challenge sometimes, but the great thing about intuition is that it rewards you for listening to it. So every time you listen to it and you make a decision based on it, it will grow stronger and it will be easier for you to hear it and easier for you to trust it. Okay, the third important quality of intuition is that it exists in your body. So have you ever heard anyone say they just had a gut feeling about something? Or maybe you yourself have had a gut feeling and you've actually been able to feel something in your gut. Well, that's definitely intuition. Intuition is a bodily experience, and you can really tap into it by tapping into your body and paying attention. What's going on? When you're out on a date with someone, how does your body feel? Are your muscles tense? Are you maybe a little bit nauseous or anxious? Or is your body relaxed and you're at ease? Really pay attention to what's happening in your body. So it can take a little practice to get skilled at reading where the intuition comes up in your body. But with practice, you'll be able to read it in no time. Okay, and the fourth quality to intuition is that it's never based on fear. Okay, so a lot of times we make decisions in life and in relationships based on fear. If we're really honest with ourselves, we make a decision based on fear of rejection or fear of failure, fear of being alone, fear of not finding anyone else. If you hear a voice in your head that's telling you something like, I should settle in this relationship because what if there's no one else out there? Or maybe you're in a relationship and that voice might be saying, I shouldn't express my needs because if I do, I might appear needy and maybe he'll leave. All of these are decisions that are based on fear. And intuition is never, ever based on fear. Intuition is more like the soft voice of a wise guardian angel that's sitting on your shoulder and will never lead you in the wrong direction. She'll always steer you in the direction that's for your highest good in life, in love, and in anything else you're pursuing. All right, so I hope that you understand more about intuition. If you have any questions or comments, I'd love to hear from you. Just leave them in the comment box below. And I'd also love to hear about your experience with intuition. Have you ever had an intuition in your dating life? And what was your experience with it? Did you follow it? Did you not follow it? And what happened? Leave your comments in the box below and let us know what your experience has been.